we live? Hope so. Yes, we are. Ohayo gozaimasu. Sorry, I'm a little late this morning. Got behind. We are learning today adjectives. So we're going to go over some vocabulary very quickly. The word for adjectives in Japanese, keiyoshi. Keiyoshi. This is, I guess, the 7th set of adjectives that we're doing in our curriculum. Keiyoshi. So here are some adjectives related to fashion, related to, I guess, design, style, all these kinds of things. Oshare. Oshare. Oshare means fashionable. It can also mean like cool or like, oh, he's chic or she's chic. That's a chic book or something, or dress. Oshare. This is a useful word. Kakkoi. 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 All right, this double K here, if you notice, actually makes a kind of harsher sound. Kakkoi. You have to kind of kakkoi. Almost pause a little bit. Kakkoi means cool. Usually this word is used for boys or males. If someone is kakkoi, usually it's a guy who's like so cool. Kakkoi. This word, kawaii. Kawaii. Cute. This word is used primarily by females or for females. Kawaii. You will hear young women use this word a lot when they are shopping and they see like a cute dress and like, kawaii, or they see like a cute thing, omiyage, souvenir, whatever. Kawaii. Yeah? Babies can be kawaii. Pets could be animals, right? Kawaii. Very useful words here. You hear these all the time. The next one down here. Sugoi. 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 This means, it says here great, but it can also mean, I translate it often to amazing or cool or that's awesome, sugoi. Sugoi. Oftentimes you will hear like boys, usually boys, will change the ending here to suge. Suge. This is very kind of not very masculine, but like a young kind of guy would use this maybe. Steki. Steki. Lovely. Steki. You hear this one often too. Steki. Mama. Mama. This means like so. I'm okay. Not bad. Not really good either. Mama. Mama. You can use this when you're referring to your mood or your feeling, or if a food item is not so delicious but not terrible either. Mama, right? It's all right. Omoshiroi. Omoshiroi. Interesting. It can mean interesting. I have found, however, that omoshiroi often means funny. Like we say funny in English. Oh, he's funny, or that's so funny. Omoshiroi, right? Oftentimes it actually means funny, but it can mean interesting too. This one in the middle. Nihon-teki. Nihon-teki. Nihon-teki, Nihon, right? Nihon, this first part means Japan. You can add teki to a bunch of nouns, not every noun, but a bunch of nouns to make it like an adjective, like ish. Like this is Japanesey or Japanese-ish, or this is so Japanese. Nihon-teki, right? This is so Japanese. Nihon-teki. Mezurashi. Mezurashi. This is an interesting word. Here they translate it to unusual. However, I usually translate it to the word rare. This is rare. Wow, mezurashi. Like this style of t-shirt, wow, mezurashi. This style is rare. I don't know, in Florida or whatever. Mezurashi. Seeing many Japanese people in Florida. Mezurashi. It's kind of rare, right? Here we have the word for big. 大きい、大きい. Okay, you have to elongate the O at the beginning. O and elongate the E sound. き、大きい, big or large, whatever you prefer. The word for small, so this is the opposite of that. 小さい、小さい、小さい. Again, we're elongating ち, the E sound. 小さい, small. What about the word for heavy? This is a good word. 重い、重い、重い. Something that's heavy. Something that's light, on the other hand, something that's not so heavy. 軽い、軽い. 軽い. What are examples of things that are 重い and 軽い? This thing I have right here is this is a Glade plugin. This is 軽い. Ne, 軽い. But my printer that it's sitting on, 重い, that is kind of heavy. 重い. Let's move on. The word for long, as in length, some kind of length, 長い. 長い. You can use this for sleeves as well. This is not 長い, actually. This is 短い. This sleeve, 短い, short. All right. So we have a bunch of how would you say, different or opposites here. We have a bunch of opposites. So 長い, long. 短い would be short, right? Yeah. And then we have words like 太い. 太い. Baggy, roomy, right? Like baggy pants. 太い. これは太い. Actually, a lot of my clothes, I'm very skinny. So many of my clothes are 太い. For me, very baggy, very loose. Okay. How about 細い? On the other hand, 細い means skinny. 細い clothing for me is 珍しい, is rare. I'm very abnormally skinny. 細い. You could also use this for people. I've heard it used for people too. あ、彼は細い。彼細い. He's so skinny or she's skinny. 細い. Okay? How about the word loose? Something that's loose, like it could fall off. ゆるい. ゆるい. Okay? It's not tight. It's just ゆるい. Okay? ゆるい. ゆるい. Okay? On the other hand, something that is tight, something that is really restrictive, would be きつい. きつい. And actually, I'm going to look at, yeah. So I am watching this. If you have comments, feel free to type them below. きつい. Tight. A belt, right? A belt could be きつい, or some tight shirt that maybe you are too old to wear. I don't know. きつい. So these are all adjectives relating to style, clothing. If you are serious about studying Japanese, I recommend making some sort of flashcard system. You can use digital, online flashcards. There's many of free programs. I would be happy to give links, references, or you could use regular paper flashcards. Either way is fine. Now let's look at some fashion words, some clothing words. Fashion. Fashion is the word for fashion in Japanese. Fashion. Okay. The word for clothing in general, 服. Fuku. Okay. Fuku, clothing. If we're talking about Western style clothing, so basically this means non-traditional Japanese clothing. When you're talking about non-traditional Japanese clothing, you're talking really about Western style, right? T-shirts, pants. That comes from the West, actually. So a lot of people will just say yofuku when they mean clothes in general, like everyday clothing. Yofuku. Okay. You have to remember, in traditional Japan, they wore kimono, right? And kimono didn't really have t-shirt or pants per se that you wore normally. So there's a difference here. There's yofuku, regular Western style clothing, and there's like traditional Japanese clothing from the past, like kimono. Kimono is an example. There's also yukata. Yukata is another traditional Japanese garment. Yukata, this here they translate it to cotton summer kimono. I would just translate it to a summer kimono, I guess you could say, a summer Japanese garb. It's light, yukata. Then we have some Western style clothing, yofuku. So the word for coat, I'm seeing a question here by Eric. So futoi and yurui sounds similar with kitsui, hosoi. Are they interchangeable? Does it depend on the context? Let me go back for a second. Futoi, baggy. Yurui, loose. In my mind, this is how I think about it. Futoi means I have room inside somewhere. I have room inside. Okay? It doesn't mean that the clothes will fall off. Yurui, in my mind, however, sounds like, oh, the clothes might fall off. Maybe I have to use a belt with yurui clothing, especially if it's pants. If it's pants and it's yurui, maybe I should use a belt. But if it's if it's futoi, I feel like there's room in the pant legs. If it's pants, right? Futoi zubon, baggy pants. Maybe I feel like there's room in the leg area, but maybe it won't fall off. Maybe the waist is fine, right? I hope that helps. Personally, I feel like they could be interchangeable in some cases, but in my mind, this is kind of the difference that I have between futoi and yurui. When it comes to hosoi and kitsui, I think there is a good understanding of the difference. Hosoi really means just skinny throughout. It doesn't mean tight. Tight is kind of uncomfortable, right? Kitsui could be uncomfortable. Hosoi, it's just a description of a fact, which isn't really uncomfortable, right? You don't look at skinny people and say, oh, I'm disgusted. Well, maybe some people, but I'm pretty sure we get the difference between hosoi and kitsui. I'm not sure they're interchangeable. Like if I was wearing a tight shirt, right? And I was describing a tight shirt on me, I would not say it's hosoi per se. I would say definitely kitsui, kore kitsui. It's so tight. I would use hosoi for like people, like, oh, look at me, hosoi, or yeah, hosoi, ne, hosoi, I'm so skinny. This is really, in my opinion, a description of people, okay? Whereas futoi, yurui, kitsui could be about clothing so much. Maybe hosoi is used for like skinny jeans, you could say, maybe skinny pants, but a skinny shirt, I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard hosoi t-shirts. Maybe hosoi t-shirts. We should ask the native Japanese their opinion on these words, their differences, because for me, I almost always use hosoi for people. Like I'm hosoi, and kitsui, yurui, futoi, maybe for clothing only is what I use. Good question though. All right, let's go back. The word for coat in Japanese, koto. Koto. Okay, simple, comes from English. The word for jacket as well comes from English, jacketto. Jacketto. Okay. The word for suit or suits is suits. That's an easy one. Suits. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the comments now. Hosoi t-shirts sounds strange. I thought so. We don't really say 細い T シャツ. きつい you could say. きつい T シャツ. It's tight on me, right? Moving on. A one piece or a dress, you could say one piece. One piece. This actually comes from the English one piece, right? One piece. A dress. The word for shirt in general, シャツ. If you're talking specifically about a t-shirt, ティシャツ. Right? I have many t-shirts in my closet. A sweater, セーター. Okay? You might be thinking, oh, why is it not スウェーター? Well, it's just not. You have to learn セーター. Okay? セーター. The word for skirt in Japanese, スカート. This is also you'll notice many Western clothing, so coats, jackets, t-shirts, sweaters, skirts, many of these things, the Japanese word will come from the English word. Why? Because it's yofuku, it's Western style clothing, right? So Japanese just borrowed the Western words, the English words. Skato, it's a skirt. The word for jeans, jeans, right? It's the same thing. The word for pants or trousers, pants. So this word is tricky, actually. Usually, it means underwear. Yeah, I think this picture is misleading. It can mean regular pants, like in English, it can mean the English pants, right? But in my experience speaking Japanese, almost always pants means underwear. Okay, I was told by a friend one time, if you change the pitch, pantsu, I think that's it, pantsu, then it means regular pants. Okay. I'm never really sure, so I always, when I say pants, I mean underwear. Okay, and that's always what I've taken it to mean. There is a word in Japanese just for pants. So I always make that separation. Pantsu is underwear, zubon, pants. Okay, and I'm not sure they included that word. They did not, which is really strange. If I was making this document, I would change this word here to zubon. This is another good word. This is from last week. Let me write it for you. The word zubon is very useful, I think, especially if you wear pants. Yeah, wow, we did a lot last week. Zubon. Okay. Yeah, you could write it in katakana, I guess, or hiragana. Zubon means always, always, always regular pants. Okay. Whereas the Japanese word pantsu usually means underwear. Yeah. And Yui-san says about pantsu, it's a newer word. It is. Yeah. Pantsu. There's a difference in pitch, right? Which could change the meaning. So be careful. Okay. I mean, we'll definitely understand from context, right? If you're talking with a Japanese person, they probably understand you mean regular pants or underwear. Maybe they'll be confused. I don't know. But you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. My advice, use zubon for regular pants. Let's talk pajamas, PJs, right? Pajama. Simple. This word exclusively means underwear or the clothes that you wear under your shirt. So this could be a undershirt or actual underwear, right? Shitagi. Okay. It literally means, shita means under or below, gi, clothes. Okay, so under your clothes, which could be any of these things, could be your bra, your panties, your boxers, your undershirt, whatever. It's all 下着. Okay. The word for shoes, 靴. 靴. Okay. 靴. And then again, here's the word 下. We talked about it with 下着. 下 means below or under. And 靴 you just learned is shoes, which I think this is cool. In Japanese, socks is called undershoes. 靴下. So under your shoes. 靴下. 靴下. Okay? 靴下. Let's talk some accessories here. The word for accessory. 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 Okay? These are anything that you put on your body, but it's not clothing. Accessory. Ne? So a watch, for example, a watch that you have on your arm, 腕時計. 腕時計. Ude means arm. Doke comes from toke, clock, right? So an arm clock is a watch. Ude doke. The word for necklace, necklace. Necklace. Okay? Necklace. The word for earrings or ear piercings is pias. Pias. Yeah, I think I've heard earring before. I think I've heard it, but many people will say pias for an earring. Okay. The word for a ring, yubiwa. Yubiwa. Yubi means finger. Wa is like circle or ring. So a finger circle, yubiwa is a ring, right? A scarf. Okay, there are two words here that you see that look like scarves. Okay, we have scarf and muffler. One comes from the English word scarf. The other comes from the word muffler. In English, we don't really use muffler. Instead, both of them we say scarf. Okay, they're both scarves. In Japanese, there is a difference. Scarf, I feel, this is my feeling, but scarf is thinner and maybe it's used more for style, more for fashion, scarf. Whereas muffler is used for actually like protecting yourself from the cold. Okay, muffler is more protection. This is my feeling. Maybe it's different. We should ask Yui Sensei. But scarf I feel is thinner, lighter. Muffler is thicker, heavier, used for protection. That's the difference. The word for gloves in Japanese, tebukuro. 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 Okay? And I just love how some of these words come together. The word, the te part in tebukuro means hand. Bukuro comes from the word for like sack or bag. So in Japanese, gloves are literally handbags. Tebukuro. Tebukuro. Yeah. The word for tie or necktie is necktie. This is an easy one. Necktie. The word for belt, beruto. Beruto. Okay. Simple as well. A ribbon or a bow, right? Ribbon. Ribbon. Again, most of these come from English. The word for glasses. Where are my glasses? Here they are. Megane, right? Megane. If you have glasses, you have megane. Okay? And guys, if you're watching, please try sounding these out after I say them. Practice makes perfect. The word for a hat, boshi. Boshi. Or a cap, boshi. Okay? And now we have some expressions. We have some verbs here. To wear glasses or to put on glasses. メガネをかけます. So we have the word for glasses here, メガネ. We have をかけます. をかけます is the verb to apply something. So to apply glasses, to put on glasses. メガネをかけます. This is a useful verb. Every day, almost every day, I メガネをかけます. I put on glasses. To put on a hat, to put on a cap or whatever, 帽子をかぶります. 帽子をかぶります. So here we have the word for hat, which is 帽子, right? 帽子をかぶります means to, I guess, put on, right? To put on your head. 帽子をかぶります. Oh, so Yuri said, good distinction between scarf and mafura. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I remember having that question myself when I was in Japanese class. I think it was, when was that? It was like years ago. I was in my Japanese class years ago in college, and the teacher was very good. She told us the difference between scarf and mafura. And I never forgot. I always remembered the difference. So you should too, if you're learning Japanese. Remember the difference between scarf and muffler. Okay, moving on. The word for a bag, like a handbag or a purse, there's two words. There's one from English, bag, bag. Or you could say the more Japanese-ish word, kaban, kaban. I feel like, this is my feeling, but kaban is more general, maybe more general meaning of a bag, some kind of sack that you use to carry things with. I have seen people call their backpacks kaban, okay? Or even their laptop case, kaban. Maybe you could use bagu as well, but I mostly use the word kaban whenever I'm talking about any kind of bag, kaban. So you have options either way. Let's learn some more verbs related to clothing. To put on or to wear, so to wear something to put on, you would give us the thing you're wearing. So let's say T-shirts, okay? T-shirts を着ます. T-shirts を着ます. 着ます is the verb to put on. And usually it's putting on your upper body, okay? If you're putting on pants, which is your lower body, that is a different verb. Actually, I'm not sure we'll go over it. Yeah, we won't go over it today. But 着ます means upper body. You're putting on a shirt, a coat, a jacket, a sweater. That is all 着ます. Japanese actually is kind of complicated when it comes to putting on clothing because depending on where you're putting it on, right, there's different words. It's interesting. If you're talking about shoes, so way at the bottom, you will do 履きます. So like 靴, shoes, 靴を履きます, right? ズボンを履きます. Yeah, if you're putting on things from, right? ズボンを履きます. ねえ、ゆい先生。ズボン、靴を履きます. I believe if you are, and I'm sure Yuri Sensei will correct me if I'm wrong, but any clothing below your waist, so pants, skirts, shoes, you should use 履きます. Okay, this means to slip into. That's a really good translation. I just realized, to slip into something. So slip into some pants, to slip into a skirt, to slip on your shoes. 履きます could be the translation for English. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't use this word often. I don't use it often. I probably should use 履きます more. For shoes and for pants, I believe. Hakimasu. Okay, when you're taking off clothing in Japanese, it is a lot easier. You only use one verb, nugimasu, o nugimasu. So the thing you are taking off, you put o after it, and then nugimasu. Okay, so kutsu o nugimasu, to take off shoes. T-shirts o nugimasu, to take off your t-shirt. Boshi o nugimasu, to take off your hat. So there's a bunch of, you could use this for anything. Nugimasu, to take off your clothes. When you're going into a Japanese hot spring, right? Onsen, before you go into the hot spring, you have to take off all of your clothes. So you might see this word, nugimasu, somewhere in a Japanese hot spring changing room, right? 脱いで服全部脱いでください. Maybe they will say 脱ぎます to take off. So today, let's just review very quickly. We did a bunch of words related to clothing, accessories. We did adjectives, right? Some good questions. If you need to, come back to this video, make some flashcards, and study these words. Okay, that being said, let's move on to our lesson for today. We are still in lesson 15, section 3, part 3 of lesson 15. We're going to do this dialogue first. So we'll do this dialogue and then we'll get to the activity. It says, your friend has come to your town to visit. Help him or her with their shopping. So, we are on the right. Let's pretend we're on the left. Let's pretend we're on the left. And we could say, 何が欲しいですか? 何が欲しいですか? Right? Try saying it after I say it. 何が欲しいですか? This is a question, right? What do you want? This is what it means. And I would write this down, right? If you don't know this phrase yet, write it down. This is very useful. You will use this all the time. 何が欲しいですか? What do you want? Okay? The person replying could say, 面白い T シャツが欲しいです。どこで買えますか? So I'll do that again. 面白い T シャツが欲しいです。どこで買えますか? So 面白い, remember we went over this in our vocabulary. 面白い could mean interesting or funny, right? A funny what? T-shirts, a t-shirt. So an interesting t-shirt が欲しいです。が欲しいです. I want. So in Japanese, we say, we don't even use the word I. It's implied. Just say, interesting t-shirt, want. That's it. 面白い T シャツが欲しいです. And then this line, どこで買えますか? Doko means where, right? De, in this case, means at. So where at? Kaemasu. I don't think we've seen this before. Kaemasu means can buy, right? And ka is the question. So literally this is where at, can buy. More naturally, where can I buy this at? Where can I buy it at? Where can I find an interesting t-shirt? どこで買えますか? This is a useful phrase. どこで買えますか? Where can I buy it? And we would respond, 原宿がいいですよ. 原宿がいいですよ. Harajuku is a place in Tokyo. It's a very famous spot, famous for shopping and I guess young culture. I don't know. Harajuku. I've been there maybe twice. It's nice. Kind of crowded. Actually, there's a picture, I believe. Yeah, here. Is this Harajuku? Yeah. This is a picture of Harajuku. You can see all the people. Harajuku, I think, is famous for like their alleys or their back streets with a bunch of stores in them. So you will have lots of people. 原宿がいいですよ. So this phrase, がいいですよ means it's good. It's good, you know. It's good. You could put in whatever place you want. For instead of Harajuku, you could put Shibuya. It's another place in Tokyo. You could just say Tokyo. Tokyo ga ii desu yo. But there's many places to find omoshiroi t-shirts in Japan. Wherever you go, you will find an interesting t-shirt somewhere. If you're talking about Okinawa, right? Okinawa ga ii desu yo. Okinawa is good. If you're talking about, you could even put in America, right? If you want an interesting t-shirt, America ga ii desu yo. America's good. Or Florida ga ii desu yo. Miami ga ii desu yo. Miami is a great place to find omoshiroi t-shirts, to find interesting t-shirts. So let's go through this one more time. Try saying it after I say it. 何が欲しいですか? 面白い T シャツが欲しいです。どこで買えますか? 原宿がいいですよ。Right, so what do you want? I want an interesting shirt. Where can I buy it one? Oh, Harajuku is good for buying, right? So I believe they are going to use this kind of same model, same setup for this activity. I didn't even go over the name of this section. I'm so sorry. The name of the section up here. どこで買えますか? Right? We talked about it already. Where at can buy? Where can I buy it at? Where can I buy this? So let's do this activity. 191 and 192, 194. So I'm going to play question one's audio. And I hope you can hear it. Let me turn up the volume. We have some options. So actually, let me explain what we're looking at first. What are we looking at? We have a dotted circle here, a line. This dotted lines like this are normally used to represent train lines in Japan. And there is a train line, Yamanote-sen, the Yamanote train line that goes all around Tokyo in a big circle. I love Yamanote-sen. There's many reasons why I love it, but I won't go into that. Anyways, it connects all these places. And I'm pretty sure this is a train line that they're giving us here. And there's a bunch of locations we have. So this first location at the top right is Asakusa. Asakusa. And by the way, all these locations are in Tokyo, the capital of Japan, Tokyo. So we have Asakusa. This is option A. Below that, we have Akihabara. Akihabara. This is option B. Then we have Tokyo, which is, I guess, the main center of Tokyo. Ginza. Ginza is a kind of high-class, fancier place in Tokyo. Lots of expensive stores. Ginza. Hamamatsucho. Hamamatsucho. I don't know what Hamamatsucho could be famous for. Maybe, is that where Tokyo Tower is? I don't know. Then we have, going along the line, clockwise, Shibuya is D, option D, Shibuya. We have Harajuku, which we talked about. Harajuku is option E. We have Shinjuku, Shinjuku. We have Ikebukuro, yeah, Ikebukuro. And finally, we have Ueno, which is famous for a park, the Ueno Park. Okay, so here are options A, B, C, D, E, and we have 4 questions, right? So Carla is talking about buying some souvenirs. We're going to buy some souvenirs. What are those souvenirs? Well, option 1 is a hankachi. Hankachi is a handkerchief, right? We learned this last week. Option 2, T-shirts. We did today is a T-shirt. Option 3, kasa. Kasa is a umbrella. And option 4, toke is a watch or a clock, right? Toke. So let's listen to audio number 1 and see where can we buy a hankachi. They did it for us, but let's listen anyway.
1 ここにはかわいいハンカチありませんね。そうですね。どこで買えますか？秋葉原がいいですよ。秋葉原に行きましょう。
Did you catch it? Let me play it one time without the background music.
1、ここにはかわいいハンカチありませんね。そうですね。どこで買えますか？秋葉原がいいですよ。秋葉原に行きましょう。
Akihabara. So B, right? She suggested Akihabara. Option B for number 1. Option 2, with the background music. T-shirts.
面白い T シャツはありませんね。そうですね。どこで買えますか？ああ、原宿がいいですよ。原宿に行きましょう。
Did you catch the location? Did you catch it? Let's try it without the background sound.
2、面白い T シャツはありませんね。そうですね。どこで買えますか？ああ、原宿がいいですよ。原宿に行きましょう。
Harajuku, right? Harajuku, she said. So option E. So for number 2, you would write E in the blank. Harajuku. Good. Let's do number 3. Kasa.
3、おしゃれな傘はありませんね。どこで買えますか？あ、渋谷。渋谷がいいですよ。渋谷はファッションの街です。渋谷ですか。じゃあ、渋谷に行きましょう。
One more time. Let's see if we can catch it.
3、おしゃれな傘はありませんね。どこで買えますか？あ、渋谷。渋谷がいいですよ。渋谷はファッションの街です。渋谷ですか。じゃあ、渋谷に行きましょう。
Shibuya. Shibuya, right? So that would be option D. Maybe you didn't catch it in the audio, but at the end, she said, Shibuya wa fashion no machi desu yo. Fashion no machi is like the town or city area, whatever. So she's saying Shibuya is like fashion city. It's fashion city. So that's, I guess, what Shibuya is known for. Although she wants to buy kasa, an umbrella, so I'm not sure why you would go to fashion city for an umbrella, but oh well. How about 4, toke, a watch?
4、かっこいい時計はありませんね。どこで買えますか？そうですね。あ、銀座がいいですよ。店がたくさんありますよ。そうですか。じゃあ、銀座に行きましょう。
One more time, without the audio or without the music.
4、かっこいい時計はありませんね。どこで買えますか？そうですね。あ、銀座がいいですよ。店がたくさんありますよ。そうですか。じゃあ、銀座に行きましょう。
Ginza, right? That kind of high class area of Tokyo. You'll notice in the question she said, kakkoi toke. Kakkoi. Remember, kakkoi means cool, right? Stylish, cool. So she wants a cool watch, which could be a rather pricey watch, which is why she suggested Ginza. Ginza has many, I guess, high class, high price stores. So these are just locations where we could buy some things. Let's do very, very quickly, can do 40. So if you go to a1.marugotoweb.jp, you will find, oh my, this is very zoomed in. You will find this website. Go to, click over, right here. Topic 8, shopping. Can do 40. Let's do this very briefly. Can do 40. Okay, we have some videos we're going to look at here. I'm going to put on the English, and we'll watch it a few times.
時間は大丈夫ですか？
はい。
じゃあ、一緒に買い物に行きませんか？
あ、僕、新しいカバンが欲しいです。どこで買えますか？
カバンですか？じゃあ、デパートに行きましょう。
はい。
Oh my goodness. The way, do you see how he's walking with his arms? I can't. The acting is amazing. Let's break this down. So they ate lunch together already.
時間は
時間 is time. Wa makes it the topic. So as for the time, 大丈夫 means okay. ですか makes it a question. Is the time okay?
そうですか？
はい。
はい means yes, right?
じゃあ、一緒に買い、
じゃあ means it's a set phrase, means well then. 一緒に means together. 買い物 is shopping. And if you say に行きませんか? This is like a special phrase. Why don't we go blank? Why don't we go do something? Why don't we go shopping? 買い物
に行きませんか？
あ、僕、新しいカバンが欲しいです。
this is a good kind of reaction in Japanese. Boku is I, but for boys, usually men or males will say this. Boku, 新しい, right? Means new. Kaban. Oh, he's using kaban for bag. Ga hoshii desu, right? This is our set phrase meaning I want. I want a new bag. Doko de kaemasu ka? This is our key phrase for today. Where can I buy one at?
どこで買えますか？
カバンですか？
カバンですか? She's confirming. Kaban desu ka? Is it a kaban? Is it a bag you're talking about? Ja, well then. Departo, right? We learned this a while ago. This is department store. Ni, in this case, means to. So to the department store. Ikimashou. This is a set phrase again. Let's go. Ikimashou.
じゃあ、デパートに行きましょう。
はい。
Hi. And very quickly, let's try the let's try video. We are running out of time. Where can I buy a shirt? Let's ask Mai.
シャツ、
So we're going to ask, where can I buy one? どこで買えますか, everyone?
あの店がいいですよ。
あの店がいいですよ. So that store is good, you know? And I'm going to play the video one more time. You'll notice that they are walking throughout like a mall or a department store. And this is a very common setup. Wherever you go, if you go to Ion Moru or some kind of shopping center, they all look like that. It's really interesting. Let's watch one more time and try asking her, where can I buy this? So where can we buy a shirt? Let's ask Mai.
シャツ、
Okay. どこで買えますか?
あの店がいいですよ。
right? So that was today's lesson. Again, you could go to A1. I'll write it for you, actually. Let me write it. This is a1.marugotoweb.jp. You can find these activities. I encourage you to do them on your own. Watch these videos and practice asking, where can I buy this? どこで買えますか? Right? Try mimicking the speakers, especially. It will help your pronunciation. Okay, that's pretty much done. We are done with lesson 15, I believe it was. Right? Yes. Next week we will start lesson 16. We won't finish it, but we'll start it. And I believe after this on Facebook, Yui Sensei will stream a bilingual Bible study, usually trilingual, right? English, Spanish, and Japanese. If you want to join that, I encourage you to. Feel free. No obligation. Feel like a commercial. Thank you guys for joining this lesson. I will see you next week. Please stay safe.